Good morning. I hope you're having an awesome day. This is Robin Beasley, and I wanted to share my goal. Not really goal, it's an action, it's happening. And that is that I'm going to run a half marathon in 2014. And my goal, my target right now is actually to do it in April. And it is January the 4th, 5th, sorry, today's January the 5th. Yesterday I set the goal. So I just wanted to share this crazy journey with you. So I'm going to be doing some video blogging along the way just to share my story and my experience with you. And so it was funny. I posted it on my Facebook page yesterday, and my husband, he just shakes his head at me sometimes with all the goals that I set. And I am a big dreamer, but I also put a lot of things on the finished list because I do accomplish a lot of things. But I have made a lot of different changes in the last 3 weeks here of my life, and so my husband is completely supportive and awesome, but he just giggles at some of the things that I decide to do. But I've had this goal. I actually made the goal of running a half marathon a year ago. My husband bought me a really cool book for Christmas a year ago, 1 year ago, called The Big Book of Training for Half Marathons. It's a really cool book. I started to read it a year ago, and he actually booked a trip for me, or us, for him and I, to do a half marathon in Las Vegas, the Rock and Roll half marathon, or it's actually a marathon, but I was going to do the half because I love Vegas. It was during the National Finals Rodeo and all the Cowboy Christmases, and it was the time that I really wanted to go and do it. Well, I was really disappointed because they changed the date of the half marathon to November, and we already had our trip booked. So honestly, I got discouraged. I let the enemy get a hold of my goal, and I actually ran a 5K or a fundraiser when I was in Vegas in April at a conference that some awesome friends of mine were raising some money for Kingdom House, which you can look up online. Kingdom House, they're raising money to build this awesome orphanage. Well, it's actually not even, it's a home for 12 orphans that they will get raised. So anyhow, I thought, hey, I've done my Vegas running. It's only a 5K, which is exactly where I've been, training and running for the last 3 years at that time. And so I thought, I just settled. That's exactly what I did. I put excuses in front of my goal. So this year I reset my goal. I wrote it up on a board that I had about a week ago that I'm running a half marathon in 2014. And then a couple days ago, I was talking to a girlfriend of mine, and she shared with me that she's running a half marathon in April. And I'm like, wow, are you running? Are you already training? Do you run 10Ks and halves already? Anyhow, I learned more about her story, my friend Jenna. And she said, Robin, you run 5Ks already. You can do this. Like, we can just take it to the next level. So the worst thing that happens is that my body responds differently than I'm hoping it will. And I don't run a half in April. Maybe I only run a 10K or 5K, whatever that looks like. But you know what? I'm setting a goal. I have intentions and I am training. And I have changed my diet. I just made another video if you missed it. It's day 1 of the 28-day detox that my husband and I are starting. And it probably will continue because if I'm going to go run, I don't want to come home and eat a bunch of crap and junk. So here's my declaration. I'm running a half marathon in 2014. And some people said, how did you get started running? So I will share that story with you another day. It's an emotional journey. It was at a crossroads in my life that I'll share it right now. 4 years ago, I was pregnant, and I had a miscarriage. I fell down a flight of stairs, and I hurt my knee quite badly. I was in the middle of planning an event. I was an event planner at the time, where I was doing a contract for an organization doing an event. And I ended up having to do that event in a wheelchair and on crutches because I couldn't get around because my knee was very sore and hurt because I fell down a flight of stairs. I'm a bit of a klutz to begin with, so that doesn't always help. And then, so as I'm wheeling around in this wheelchair, I remember saying to myself, there's got to be more to this. I'm going to be a runner. And I've never, like, hands down, never been a runner in my life. Maybe if I had to when I was in high school, or ran some goofy leg of a relay when I was in track and field, but I am not, never been a runner. And so at that time, I looked into how to start running. And there was a Learn to Running class in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada, where I was living at the time. And so I enrolled in it. I fell down the flight of stairs, and a week after I fell down, I did have a miscarriage. And it was devastating. I was in my first trimester, so we weren't even telling anybody at the time. And my husband was out of town working, and I was by myself. Like, it was very traumatic. It was anyhow. It was before we conceived Braxton and Graydon, and we're very, very blessed to have those two children in our life. And so I focused that energy instead of getting pregnant, and I focused my energy on trying something different, getting fit and healthy. And I ended up running my first 5K 4 months pregnant. And I was able to keep running because I had been running before I conceived. My body was used to it. So you have to obviously talk to your doctor if you're going to start running, if you have medical conditions or are expecting or whatever that looks like. So here I am going to be running a half marathon in 2014, and that is how I started running 4 years ago. It was 4 years ago in May, so about 3.5 years ago, I guess, right now. It was just before, I guess I got to go back and look at that. He was born, I'll figure it out. But anyhow, 4 years, and I've ran 6, 8, 5Ks, I guess, here and there, fun ones, more organized races, whatever that looks like. So here I go, a new trial. I'm just headed out to do a run. I do live in Texas now, and don't get envious. I'm not going outside to run in a tank top on January the 5th. It is freezing outside. I know that surprises some of you in Alberta, Canada, where I'm from. It's a lot colder there, I know, right now, and you guys are getting, I think, the 5th blizzard or something crazy. So anytime you want to come and visit us in Texas, jump on a plane, or I don't think I would suggest driving, but so I'm headed for a run. If you aren't a runner or just looking for some tips, make sure that you take some music with you. I got my playlist ready to go, and I'm actually going to the track this morning. Today's day 2 of my training. I was reading my half marathon book last night, and it talked about doing this little trial to see what pace you should be tracking to do for your half marathon. So we'll see what my body's telling me right now, and if I need to readjust that goal or reevaluate my pace, I can. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.